Gobrial State is among the 32 states created by the presidential decree. And after the creation of Gobrial State, of course, we've been hearing and seeing a lot of challenges happening in that state. And now that is characterized by interclan and intercommunal disputes among the people in that area. And the leadership of the national government decided to do some changes here and there. As we are speaking, we have got almost now the third governor who is now in the chair, taking care of Gobrial State after two which were there before. And in today's program, we wanted to see whether the changes made by the leadership is making transformation, always bringing positive results to people of Gobrial State in making sure that these people live in peace and coexisting. And in this episode of the Round Table Show, we are joined by the governor of Gobrial State, that is Honorable Victor Atem, who will be telling us whether the state is peaceful. Honorable, welcome to Round Table Show.
Thank you very much, Anthony. And I also thanks South Sudan Broadcasting also for having me in the studio today.
Yes.
Well, to say the least, our state, after the changes on the 18th of September, and I took oath on the 19th of September. And I jet down to the state on the 29th of September. That was exactly after 11 days on stepping in as a governor. Immediately upon the news of my appointment, the hostilities automatically got stopped. There was overwhelming of that idea,
yes,
that the coming of Victor may bring a change, will bring the change to this. As I speak to you today, from that date of the announcement of 18 to date, there has been no any skirmishes, there has been no any fighting, and there has been no any death of any individual person.
Okay.
So I believe that the period that passed, the 3 months that we have gone to our state, is peaceful.
Honorable Governor, that beats the attention of so many people now. That previously you have some of your predecessors, the colleagues that were there before. And then you came in. As you're speaking, you're saying things are well and good. The clashes that were taking place are calm. Tell us what is so special about Victor Atem that with his arrival in Gobrial State, things went on quietly and went peaceful. What is so unique about you?
Well, sorry, God, Anthony, it would be very difficult for me to comment on myself. The best way is that you can call in one of the stakeholders of Gobrial State, say that they may describe better who am I, and they will be the best people to tell you what is so special about me. To me, I know nothing special about me, but I know that I'm only a citizen of Gobrial State.
What are your priorities, Honorable Governor? What did you tell people of Gobrial State after your appointment? By the time you reach down to Gobrial State, tell us the priorities that you tell these people, and after they get to hear, it changed their minds. They say, this is the person now we want.
Well, you know, our people wanted the message to be black and white.
Okay.
But what we did with them, what we did when we went down there, it wasn't me alone. It was with me, the team who had existing in the state,
okay,
and those who were not happy actually for the skirmishes that have been going on from 2004 to now. That is 13 years war.
Yes.
And what we told them is that, reflecting back the 13 years of the conflict, what had grown and what had not been growing.
Yes.
And telling them that South Sudan, if we want to change the South Sudan to be a viable country, we should stop 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
We stop conflict among ourselves because we are one family, one people.
Yes.
We speak the same language with a huge of intermarriage.
Okay.
Son of a Gwag, daughter of a Gwag, either your uncle, your cousin, or your nephew. So whom are you killing? You are killing your cousin, you are killing your nephew, and you are killing blah, blah, blah. So what is the benefit of it? Then now, using of the muscle today, and the situation that the country is in, and we are expecting to move forward after signing the CP in 2005.
Yes.
What we want is that South Sudan should be and must be the viable, love country for all of us. To do that, we have to stop war. We have to stop fighting, kill ourselves.
Yes.
That was a simple message we have been telling our people.
Let's get to know now, after when you get down to the state and you talk to these people, they got to hear your message and they embrace it. Because what is most important here is you tell them black is black, white is white as you're speaking. Tell us what were some of the grievances that they tell you and you decided to solve them? Because some of the conflict that took place that is happening in Gabriel Estate, some people are saying is being generated from the national capital. Like somebody is, start a generator in Juba and put the cables in your state, in Gabriel Estate, and then things happen. So in the process of making sure that these people are now calm and they forget what happened, did you also try to engage in with some of the elites, some of the politicians, some of the elites of Gabriel Estate in the national capital?
That is our stage 2 now we are moving to say the least. We started by telling them, okay, they have been pointing fingers, of course, into the politician that is here.
Yes.
And they had been going as far as mentioning some name, which I will not tell you currently.
Yes, yes.
And now we asked them a question, okay, if you think that politicians are part of your crisis and politicians are part of your problems, mention the getting supply of arms and ammunition. And of course they mentioned that if you come down to the whole of South Sudan, you will never see a factory of arms and ammunition. But where do you think that we can get arms and ammunition? Is through these people in the government.
Yes.
And we tell them, okay, if that's the case now, why do you allow such people to send your children to go and die? At the time that their children are not here, most of the people, the politicians that you are mentioning in this discussion, their children are not found there down there.
Right.
Their children are either in diaspora or East Africa or enjoying life somewhere.
Right.
And your children are here in the dust, living with you by sweating. Why do you allow such people to send you down? And again also, we are asking them, okay, then why do you raid your cattle? If they send you for cattle raiding, do you give them also cattle that you have been raiding among yourselves?
Yes.
And then, okay, if the other one sending you to kill Mr. X and Z, did you communicate to them that we have killed Mr. Z? And what are the source of communication that you have been using? Then now, either you have been pushed or you has been used as a guinea pig for somebody to climb the political ladder.
Yes.
So that why do you allow yourself to be used as the political ladder for someone to climb the higher position, look in the government? Then why? At the time that you are here, you don't know where he is, and if it is true, then can we call ourselves and we sit down? We mention ourselves, we talk to ourselves in black and white. At the same time, by mentioning Mr. X, you have done this and that, this you have done, they have taken our life and taken life of our people. An example from 2004 when the conflict started. The conflict initially 13 years. Conflict. From 2004 when the conflict started, the loss of life is 4,027 people. Alone from the different period of, let's take from the period of April, May, and July, and to the last date of 18th of September. The life loss was also 312, including women and children, including the elderly people, vulnerable people. What are their costs? So that thing we followed and we put it down by agreeing, okay, let us agree to reconcile. If we reconcile, then now come together here before we call the politician down.
Right.
Which they accepted it. Now they are moving. The borders among themselves that they have been closing by among themselves, using their own muscle force, using their own guns, they are now open. Everybody is moving to the east, to the Apuk and to the Agwag and to the Kwech. And their normal business has gone on. Now, after we did this, we are saying, okay, if that's the case, your cattle grazing was in one area.
Okay.
So are you agreeing to come together and move with your cattle to grazing area, which also they accepted it?
Yes.
And they trust themselves they will do this in your time, knowing that we are waiting for the bigger forum, so that we come together with the politician.
Yes.
We are organizing that. I had formed a committee. Now 2 weeks, committee is operational.
Okay.
Bringing us the budget, identifying the location that where we can sit, identifying the number of the politicians that could participate. And then we bring all our politicians, especially those of Gabriel Estate, all of them.
Yes.
Those who are members of the conflicting section and non-members of the conflicting section should come together. We are going to call in some observers from other states to join us and then see how our people talk. By that way, we will be going to the second stage of our reconciliation.
Okay.
The third reconciliation now is to bring the criminal to the book.
You are the third governor of Gabriel Estate. Do you assure the leadership of national government that you will work hard to ensure that such clashes did not come up or something like that, where people are losing their lives in a day like 100 or 60 or 200? Do you assure the leadership that you will make sure that things worked rightly?
Well, you are telling me that to trust myself alone.
Yes.
That is my feeling now. But I don't want to say that. I don't want to overriding on our people to observe what am I doing. Of course, the national government are not feeling well when there's a conflict in Gorea State, not only in Gorea State, in all over South Sudan.
Right.
The national government feel unhappy with
Yes.
those clashes. Government is people.
Yes.
And when your people are dying and you believe that there's a system of the government, then government is not happy. Gorea is one of the states that has been in conflict, and of course government here, national government have a right to be unhappy and have a right to think, search for the road of peace.
Yes.
So bringing me there on the board to be governor of Gorea State today, is the government of national government is searching for the track
Yes.
where the people could come together. Now to say that my going there will change the things and I trust myself, then I will be either beating the drum that I have not succeeded. But what I'm trying to say, my practice in the field, my action in the field will bring the confidence and lose the confidence to the national government.
Tell us about some of the priorities that you put. Let's talk about in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of agriculture. Are you having such kind of things in your plan? And so far, what did you do in these 3 months? Did you try to put it down to the people, or did you try to put it down into your government?
Thank you for that. I wish I went at a time that the state was in peace. I would really mention a lot of things.
Yes.
But because of the conflict that are rising, had overwhelmed the intention of the development plan.
Yes.
But we still have them in our mind. Currently, as I speak to you, the education assessment have already been out to assess how many schools have been damaged, how many schools that are at the level of the child-friendly schools. Because some time back I was Minister of Education, and then was this plan in the Minister of Education at national level down to the state. That we have to move from the bush and the 103 schools to the child-friendly environment schools. And we had been moving, our team in the state had been moving, identifying how many schools have reached the level of child-friendly school, said that also work our plan with our partners, if they could do something.
Yes.
We want to see into it that each and every child access the school.
Okay.
And especially on top, the the girls
Yes.
must have a right over that. Not because neglecting the boy not to access, but if you count the number of the boys and number of the girls in the school in South Sudan, you found that number of the boys is climbing and the number of the girls is declining.
Yes.
Of which also, in our policy, we are saying that in a girl who committed a mistake outside must be allowed also to continue with education.
Okay.
Mistake I'm saying, if it loses its chance to get pregnant, should not be prohibited to continue with education.
Okay.
They must be allowed to continue with education. So that's one area we are working on it, to see into it that our schools are assessed, and then work jointly with our partners to capacitate the down school who have not been able to reach that level.
Yes.
If you go on to agriculture issue, in South Sudan we have been talking about hunger every year. Market there's no food in the market. There's nothing in the market. We still export the same land, the same soil we have. And I believe our soil also is far better than other countries' soil.
Yes. Yes.
It has not been tented with. It has not been tilled our land fresh from the creation of this country. There are some areas that a human being have never stepped his feet in.
Yes.
But because of mushrooming of the conflict in South Sudan, we have not been able to feed on ourselves. We are working with some friends,
Okay.
and those friends, there are some areas that we are supposed to assess. Together with the cooperation with our Minister of Agriculture and national government, and in partnership with the partners, and then our Minister of Agriculture in the state.
Yes.
Look at the situation that we are not even enjoying the benefit and the fruits of our livestock in the country, because there was no time. Mazuma cattle raiding and fighting here and there. And if we assess, and then we turn them to the market skills as part of our benefit in the country. So if we do that best well on that agriculture area, and if we also do best on caring for the health of our people,
Okay.
then we will be able to do that.
So we are talking about making sure that agriculture, health, education,
Yes, that pipeline.
and security, peaceful coexistence of people of Gobrial State.
Then that means that when we beat the security
Yeah.
security situation and then our people coexist, we'll be able to strike on the 3 targets.
All right. Viewers of SSBC will be going for a short break and pick up from there. Please do stay tuned. We'll be coming back right away.
The Round Table Show is a platform where we discuss topical issues that affect the nation. our guests in hard questions and get their inside views on the matter.
There are some people who are complaining that there is corruption taking place in the state. What do you say about this?
These people, they are people who come to me and looking for the position. When they miss it, then automatically they turn themselves as the opposition and they are challenging me. And we will challenge ourselves because we are from that state and we should have to confirm it. When somebody read it in the media that there is corruption in that state, why not the team should be sent and then investigated that? As you know that we have a problem in the country. What do the government give us and then we didn't invest it for the development or for the whatever they need in the country, and then they talk about the corruption. Corruption is not easy.
If we are going to succeed to be a state, what is the priority of the state? There are certain things that we would have denounced on the 9th of July, but we didn't. For instance, tribalism, corruption, okay? These are things that would have been denounced. Everybody, individual, group, family, who have found to be practicing embezzlement, stealing, or corruption must face the law.
Yes.
Things we do not do them.
This is Roundtable Show, the voice for the voiceless.
Hello viewers of SSBC, welcome back from that short break. You're still joining us in a Roundtable Show, and we are happy and have a pleasure to be talking to the governor of Gobrial State, that is Honorable Victor Atem, who is telling us about the state. Of course, you know the challenges the state has been facing, and we are seeing some bit of new changes that is happening currently. Honorable Governor, after telling us all the priority that you have to the people of Gobrial State and telling them white is white, black is black, and now people are down. The people from Apuk can move freely to Agok, people from Agok can move freely to Apuk. Tell us now what some of the challenges do you think you're facing in the state, and what did you do to ensure that these challenges is really cut down?
Thank you, Gore. Some of my few difficulties now we are facing now. You know, after the conflict, there was a long stretch of the villages that have been burned down.
Oh,
There was a huge displacement
okay.
from both sides, Agok, Kwech,
Yes,
and Apuk.
yes,
And the same thing moving to even the border of Wau.
okay,
That the same conflict also brought Wau on board and brought Tony on board.
okay,
There was that huge displacement happening,
yes,
and people are convinced to go back home after they are quite sure that their life is secured, and that after they are quiet that they have accepted to reconcile and come together.
yes,
Our main challenge is now how to return those people back home. With our presence of partners there, and with the meager resources that our partners had, which the incident happened and then the displacement happened when our partner did not plan for that.
yes,
And that's our main challenge now, to take them back. And to have food at home,
yes,
to have non-food item back at home, because you can have blanket, mosquito net,
yes,
and a blanket to cover yourself on at this winter season when the cold is turning out. And you know the weaker person is always simply defeated by the cold.
yes,
And with young children going back home, that's our main challenge now we have. The second challenge we have now is after they have destroyed some few facilities that they have, especially for health program,
yes,
they will be going back to the welfare and ascertaining the health security on their health also will be another question. This is a challenge you are facing. And we have to settle them back. This is an expected challenge that we are expecting, especially on the farming season to come
Yes.
on May or April earlier, late April to May. Where would they get the seeds? Leave alone the food that they could eat at the currently.
okay,
These are our current fear that we are feeling. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs,
okay,
and I dropped a letter to them, telling them the status number of people that are displaced.
okay.
And our plan also is to
How many people are displaced, Honorable Governor?
it's over 23,000 households. Huge.
And they are residing where?
They mingle with the relatives and the clan and friends
Okay,
on both sides. On the Puk side, some people push back to their relatives.
Okay.
And on the Gwang side, some people push back to their relatives, the same to Fukwait, and the same to Wau, and the same to Abiam.
Okay.
I'm talking about the environment that we
Yes.
are having now.
Yes.
And they are now returning back there. And with that fear of what to eat and what to survive on for the period of time, that made me to drop a letter to
Yes.
our Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. We are also going to call our forum of our partners in the state, say that also we talk to them. And some of them have been present in the same situation, have been knowing the situation for in and out.
Yes.
They will be kicking off to assess the situation on the ground. And I think emerging this, our Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs here and our partners to come together, meet together, I think we'll be having a result.
Honorable Governor, our people are fond of always using the little given to the ordinary citizen, to the ordinary people for their own use. Now this drives me to the question of how sure are you that in case there is any help that comes to the people of Gabriel Estate, these people who are mostly affected will receive? Because you're having a government in a place. At the end of the day, maybe some of your government, some of your officials may take it for themselves, but not reaching to the to the ordinary people. What assurance do you give to those to them?
Now that's the area you have tried the question of corruption now. You are talking of relief corruption in case it happens.
Yes, yes.
And you know why I jumped the area of question of corruption instead, how I could combat the corruption.
Yes.
It is because the currently existing budget we have in the whole of South Sudan is only 2 chapters. Chapter 1, which is salary, basic salary for civil servant, and Chapter 2, which is operation costs. And it's very difficult for you to dip your hand into this unless you have Chapter 3. Chapter 3, which is talking of development.
Okay.
We don't have it now in existence. We don't have it now in item when we are releasing some money for monthly salaries.
Yes.
So the 2 items will be very difficult for you to corrupt. But now it coming to the area of the, whereby already there's the authorization of forming the humanitarian body
Okay.
in the state. And each state have to form that committee. And as I mentioned to you before that, I had been a humanitarian worker myself.
Okay.
And I had been dealing with that operation issue of dealing with vulnerable people and dealing with displaced people for some time, for good number of years. And now that area is easy if you take the responsibility and challenge to partners and partner to deal directly with the vulnerable people.
Okay.
And our government to sit back and supervise.
Okay.
Seeing the vulnerable person moving with this malware straight to his place, then that's an area that is very easy for us to control.
Okay.
And for sure we'll do that.
Let's talk about the national dialogue as we are concluding, Honorable Governor. Are the people of Gabriel Estate ready to start dialogue among themselves? So of course, I do understand there are some issues which are not yet still ironed out. What will be the results? Are you optimistic that the results of the national dialogue will have impact to the people of Gabriel Estate?
You know, we are searching for what brought us to the situation we are in today.
Okay.
The whole country has been searching for what brought them here.
Yes.
And they are searching what is the solution. Our state has been eager waiting since the time I went down to the state. The first message I passed to them, and in the public rally on my first day of reception, when they were receiving me, is that we have a team of national dialogue coming from behind, and to bring our people from some distance, to be very close, and then iron out their grievances
Yes.
and what they think could bring our country to peaceful coexistence.
Yes.
Our people are ready to answer, and our people are ready to speak to them.
Okay.
Since it is on an open platform of discussion. And we believe that the touring and the moving and discussion of national dialogue in all 32 states, which is now currently they are using it as a 10 state,
Yes.
with the feedback that they will come for it, and with the constitution of to constitute the what we call regional dialogue, and then before we go to national dialogue,
Okay.
then we will have a result. And our people believe in that. If we really expect things to be open
Yes.
and somebody to speak out on this, what he has, what do you
Yes.
think that could be the best? What brought this crisis, and what put us back to step back?
I hope, Governor, you are going to, give much concern to people, because I understand people of Gabriel Estate will be talking so many things, of which some of them may be touching your government in case somebody speak ill about your government. Even the national government, of course, they will speak ill against the government. I hope they will be safe.
You know, when we are talking of dialogue, is to air out your grievances.
Right.
If I want to dialogue with God Anthony, and then I should speak out why I'm angry with God Anthony.
Yes.
And God Anthony to accept the same vice versa. Oh, I have done this. If God Anthony was honest. So I wish they could do that. I've been talking to my people some time back in some of the rallies, that if you think that the crisis and the loss of life that happened in Gabriel Estate I'm part of it, start with me.
Okay.
Don't deny.
Okay.
So I would be very happy to start with me rather than starting with national government.
Okay.
And our president is open also, asking the team to go out
Yes.
and then ask people to speak openly. National dialogue have nothing has been connected with the legal procedures. That
Okay.
if you speak, you will be arrested.
Yes.
And has been very clear to them, and we have been telling them that don't fear to speak out. What you think is good. So I will welcome the idea because criticism is part of correction.
Yes.
And if they criticize me, I believe that they are correcting me.
Finally, Governor, as we are actually going to say bye to you, if you're to be given more chance to serve people of Gogoria Estate, how do we expect? Why do you want, I mean, tell us your vision that you want to see Gogoria Estate. We are having 31 estate, plus your state is going to make it 32. So if you're to be given more chance to serve the people in that area, how do you want this estate to look like?
Well, I wish that thing is there, resources are available. And, I had intention, what I believe to do. You know, when you look at our young generation, you found that the huge number of the students have graduated from the university, and some of them are in the street with some science certificate, are not able to access the school, and are not even to access the digital learning,
Yes.
which you could do. And it's in one of my diary that if I had a partner which is looking at the chances of developing human resources, I will start with human resources over real estate.
Okay.
By at least do something like opening them the learning center for youth. For those who are not able to access the distance learning, for those who are not able to access the universities, they should have a center where they could learn. Paying minimum fee, say that you access the net. So now the world become very tiny.
Yes.
You can access the world. And then we don't have infrastructure, especially the road. Moving from our state to the other state.
Yes.
If the resources, if I said by all chance, resources are available in front of me, I could target them to the areas that I think could satisfy the expectation of the people of Gogoria State.
All right, viewers of SSBC, we have come to the end of our roundtable discussion with Honorable Governor of Gogoria State, that is Victor Atem. Remember, he has great vision in that state, mostly to ensure that people in that area will be living peaceful, making sure that the security of the people and peaceful coexistence of the people in the area, and as well as making sure that youth in that area are more supported. This is what the people of South Sudan are looking for. We'll come to you in the next episode of the Roundtable Show. Honorable Governor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's a big pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.